Welcome into the Sunday Night Sports Wrap. We begin tonight with news from Buffalo, New York. Chad Kelly, the former EMCC quarterback who signed with Ole Miss, was arrested early this morning. According to a police report, the 20-year-old Kelly punched bouncers after he refused to leave a downtown bar in Buffalo. Kelly then made violent threats towards the establishment and later resisted arrest when the truck he was traveling in got pulled over. He was eventually arrested and faces multiple charges. In a statement, Hugh Freeze said, quote, we are gathering facts on the matter. For more information, head to our website, WTVA.com. On to football. In 10 days, the Ole Miss Rebels will face the TCU Horned Frogs in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. It will also mark the last time William Robert Wallace Jr., better known as Bo, takes the field in an Ole Miss uniform. Wallace will leave Oxford with more total yards than Eli Manning, but the love affair Rebel fans have with Eli doesn't seem to be reciprocated with Bo. Sure, Bo doesn't have Eli's pedigree and lineage, and the whole good Bo, bad Bo thing will be part of his legacy at Ole Miss. As he prepares for his final game, Bo was asked how he thinks he'll be remembered by fans.
I mean, I don't know. I really don't care. I mean, I do care, but, everybody's going to have a different opinion. So, it is what it is.
What do you think your legacy at Ole Miss will be?
It's not for me to decide. I hope it's something that people will remember, remember me well by, but, it's not for me to decide.
The MSU Bulldogs also 10 days away from a date with the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets in the Capital One Orange Bowl. Dan Mullen's legacy is well cemented at Mississippi State. Mullen took the program to unprecedented heights in 2014. Mullen needs 29 wins to pass Jackie Sherrill for the most in program history. His success has fueled speculation that he will leave Starkville for a program that has won national championships. Mullen remains steadfast in his commitment to Mississippi State. He was recently asked if this season has changed the national perception of his program.
I think people that know football realize that now. I mean, you're playing in the best conference, best division in all of college football against the best teams every single week. But, here at Mississippi State, we have sold-out stadium. We have an unbelievable game day environment. We have great players. We have players that want to come here and play. We have, I think, the best facilities in the SEC.
He might get some arguments from the folks in Tuscaloosa. Alabama will represent the SEC in the inaugural college football playoffs. The top-seeded Crimson Tide will meet Ohio State on New Year's Day in the Sugar Bowl. You're looking at video from Tuesday's practice. The Crimson Tide will have one more practice tomorrow before breaking for Christmas. The Sugar Bowl marks the fourth meeting between Nick Saban and Urban Meyer. Saban holds a 2-1 edge.
The most important thing is to maintain intensity during this time so that we can continue to improve and really, pay attention to detail, try to get a good grasp on the game plan so that, when we come back after Christmas, we're not trying to learn a bunch of new stuff. We're just trying to get what we do know right.
In case you missed it, how about the finish late last night on the West Coast? 49ers and Chargers in Santa Clara. San Diego down 7 with 30 seconds left. Phillip Rivers to Malcolm Floyd to tie it at 35. In overtime, Nick Novak from 40 yards out to win it. Bolts battle back from two different 21-point deficits and win 38-35 to keep their playoff hopes alive.
Right now, not much to say other than keep fighting. Get our last regular season win. That'll be the goal, but that's a tough one.
Yeah, in that mode, you want to hurry up and score, and that's my nature is want to hurry up and get it close. And that way doesn't work. So you just kind of chip away, and little by little we found ourselves in it and got ourselves one more possession.
They say what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, but the MSU Lady Bulldogs will return to Starkville with 2 more wins and a 14-0 record. MSU downed Miami, Ohio 68-42 today at the Las Vegas Holiday Hoops Classic. Last night they beat Illinois Chicago 73-36. To some NBA action, Memphis Grizzlies in Cleveland to take on LeBron James and the Cavaliers. The King with the crisp pass to Kevin Love for the assist, 11-4 Cavs. K-Love going to return the favor on the next possession. The King for 3. Ring it up. 25 points, 11 assists for LeBron James. Cleveland starting to gel. The Grizzlies would grind their way back into this one. Marc Gasol for 2 of his team-high 23 points. Cleveland too strong. They win 105-91 in Memphis, their second straight loss. Much more to get to on the Sports Wrap. Highlights and reaction from a win-or-go-home day at the Superdome and another monster day for Eli Manning and the Giants. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Sunday Night Sports Wrap. The mission was pretty simple for the Saints and Falcons. Win, and you keep your playoff chances alive. Lose, and you're done. Let's go to the Superdome for the highlights. Saints couldn't have started this game off any better. Opening kickoff, Jalen Saunders fields it and goes 99 yards. Looks like he's going to go the distance. Cuts it back inside. He's finally brought down at the 1. Mark Ingram would punch it in to give the Saints the early 7-0 lead. Now right before halftime, Falcons down 7-6. Ryan to Julio Jones. Jones brought down inside the 5. That sets up a Ryan shovel pass for a touchdown, and the Falcons up 13-7 at the break. Dirty Birds add to their lead in the 3rd. Devontae Freeman takes the handoff and runs 31 yards to pay dirt. 20-7 Atlanta. Time running out on the Saints season. Pivotal play to start the 4th quarter. Breeze to Jimmy Graham at the goal line. Graham fights for the end zone, but he's stripped. Replay confirms the ball never crossed the plane. Huge break for the Falcons. Atlanta eliminates New Orleans with a 30-14 road win.
In every season, I think the difference between you being and a 12-4, 11-5 team and a team that's just middle of the pack, 8-8, is so fine. It's that fine line. It's did you win some of those close games or did you lose them? And I think, fortunately, in the past, I feel like we've won a lot of those games. Unfortunately, for this year, we have not won many of those games.
The Carolina Panthers also control their own destiny in the South, hosting Johnny Football and the Browns today. Defensive battle most of the first half. Cam Newton breaks a 3-3 tie right before halftime on the bootleg keeper. Ensuing Browns possession, Johnny Manziel going to scramble. Gets clobbered trying to run for the sidelines. He'd leave the game with a hamstring injury and didn't return. Cleveland forced to go back to Brian Hoyer. He finally gets something done in the 4th quarter. Jordan Cameron gets behind the safety and races 81 yards to give the Browns a 13-10 lead. Cam Newton would respond. Shades of the old Cam here. Buys time and finds Jonathan Stewart for the touchdown. Cats down the Browns 17-13. So here's the situation with 1 week left in the regular season. The winner of next week's Atlanta-Carolina game will win the South. New Orleans has been eliminated with the loss to the Falcons. Bucks still in the cellar at 2-13. Eli Manning and the Giants going for their 3rd straight win, visiting the Gateway City. No secret to New York's recent success, the emergence of wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. G-men take a 10-0 lead when Eli rolls out and finds a wide-open OBJ in the end zone, and it's dancing time. Rams players don't appreciate his moves as much as other people. 2nd quarter, Giants up 20-10. Beckham makes a short catch and takes a late hit out of bounds by former Georgia great Alec Ogletree. Beckham responds with a kick, and then the punter tries to break it up. What's a punter going to do? We got ourselves a brouhaha. 3 players would get ejected. Beckham would have the last laugh when order was restored. He scores on an 80-yard bomb from Eli. 8 catches, 148 yards, 2 TDs. Giants win 37-27. Our final stop is Arlington, Texas. The Cowboys could win the NFC East with a victory over the Colts. DeMarco Murray was active but limited after breaking a bone in his hand. It turns out they didn't need him. Opening drive for Dallas. Romo to Terrence Williams. Touchdown. Romo to Des Bryant. Touchdown. You're going to see a theme here. Romo to Jason Witten. Wait for it. You guessed it. Touchdown. How about them Cowboys? Dallas wins the NFC East and humiliates the Colts 42-7. Tony, congrats on passing Troy Aikman for the most passing yards in Cowboys history.
I appreciate it. It's, it's obviously, statistics are something that's just, part of the game, but we're all about winning and losing. And at the same time, it's always an honor anytime you're, just mentioned with Aikman or Staubach. I mean, it's White. It's just a fraternity of guys that it's special to be a part of, and I'm just glad I get to be in that group.
Can't forget Danny White. Only 1 playoff win for Romo. Hopefully, maybe he'll change that later this year or next year. That's it for this week's edition of the Sports Wrap. Talk to you again tomorrow at 5 a.m. Good night.